Let me start with this, though, Keith. Celtic are
Yeah.
locked in a death spiral and have spectacularly managed to disembowel themselves. That's the headline from your column on Record Sport Online today. It's dead. I almost want to say tra la 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 at the end of that. It's nice and festive and cheery. But I do think it's very appropriate given last night's result.
Yeah, well, listen. The point of the thing was that the Grinch Brigade have got their man, haven't they? That's the thing they wanted, the big present they wanted, and they've got him, Peter Lawwell. I'm not sure that he was really such a legitimate target when there are various others around this thing that have probably got more explaining to do. And I think my point was, Dan, that I don't think this ends anything. I think Celtic are kidding themselves on. I think Peter Lawwell had to go. I think there was no other possible solution to the issue other than Peter stepping away from the thing. It was broken. His relationship was broken. He just simply had to remove himself, as we discussed last night. But now that the mob have got a taste for blood, if anyone's thinking that's then they're just going to settle down now and everybody can be pals again, that ain't going to happen. And if anybody thinks that is the case, then they're deluding themselves. All this will do is heighten it, and you know, I think that the sort of militant wing of the Celtic support will feel like that's one down. Now let's push on because they're getting some traction.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Actually, I think you're right.
Yeah, so I think an already really highly volatile, toxic situation will get even worse from this point on, and I can't see how it fixes itself because ultimately Dermot Desmond, he's not for walking away, he's not for backing down out of this. Dermot Desmond doesn't back down. What Dermot Desmond does is double down. He's the king of the double down. And for that reason, again, you look at Wilfried Nancy, who has arrived in this thing. None of this his fault. None of this his doing. He's just came into this absolute storm at the worst possible moment, and he's already collateral damage. And it could very well be that a section of Celtic sport might be even looking at him saying, "You're just another bit of evidence of a board which is broken and not functioning and making all the wrong calls. You're the embodiment of that." And he could suffer for that, although he's not exactly helping himself, I would say. Results, performances, some of the things that have been said. It is a perfect picture of carnage right now, Celtic.
Yeah.
And so, you know, Dermot Desmond, what do I think happens now? You'll probably ask me what happens to Wilfried Nancy. Can he survive if he drops more points against Aberdeen this weekend? My own view on that is yes, given what I've just said about Dermot Desmond, I think in all likelihood he will not allow himself to be seen to be bending to the demands of the crowd. He'll do what he wants to do, and I think that whether or not Wilfried Nancy can extricate himself out of this situation with results and performances, I think that he will have the backing of the boardroom certainly into the January transfer window, and probably obviously well beyond that. You can't back him into the window and then sack him before the new arrivals will get time to bed in and do something. So I think this is just a situation, as much as the mood for change will have been heightened, the appetite will have been strengthened because they've got a victim, a body in Peter Lawwell. Ultimately, I don't see where it goes. And that's, I think, one of the most alarming things that when you're sort of viewing this from the outside is you're trying to see, is there an elegant exit strategy for all the parties here that might mean, you know, some sort of healing process and peace still breaks out. I can't see it. You're looking at it from every conceivable angle, and it's more and more impossible to see how this ends well and how it rectifies itself and how Celtic move on from this. I think they're locked into. That's what I said. That's why I used the phrase that they're locked into a death spiral at the minute in time, and it's really difficult to see how they pull themselves out of that.